You've just discovered something that changes everything you thought you knew about reality. Scientists found that not even a black hole can completely erase the connection between entangled particles. And here's what that actually means. Information, every thought, every choice, every version of you, never disappears from the universe. It gets recorded, encoded. And if you're entangled with everything around you, then every single decision you make is collapsing realities in real time. Quantum physics just confirmed what mystics have been saying for thousands of years. You don't just fade away. You reverberate through existence itself, leaving traces that can never be erased. For 50 years, physicists have been wrestling with one of the most disturbing paradoxes in science.
Stephen Hawking proposed that black holes destroy information, which sounds reasonable until you realize that breaks every rule of quantum mechanics. Information can't just vanish. It's the foundation of everything. If information gets destroyed, then quantum mechanics collapses, and with it, our entire understanding of reality. But Hawking's math seemed ironclad. Black holes swallow everything that crosses the event horizon, that invisible boundary where even light can't escape. And when black holes evaporate through Hawking radiation, they leave nothing behind. No record, no trace, just empty space. The universe, according to this view, has a built-in delete button, and that terrified physicists. Because if information can be erased, then nothing you do, nothing you are, actually persists. You become temporary, erasable, meaningless in the grand scheme. That's the paradox.
And it's been haunting theoretical physics since the 1970s. But here's where it gets interesting. A team of physicists at the Institute of Theoretical Physics in Warsaw just published something that flips this entire narrative. They showed that quantum entanglement leaves detectable traces even when one particle crosses the event horizon of a black hole. The connection doesn't break, it bends. It persists in ways we didn't think were possible. And that changes the game completely. Let's talk about entanglement, because this is where science starts sounding like magic, except it's not. It's measurable. Two particles that were once connected remain linked forever, no matter how far apart they drift. You can send one particle to the other side of the galaxy, and when you measure it, the other particle responds instantaneously.
Einstein called it spooky action at a distance because he hated the idea. It violated his sense of locality, the notion that things only affect each other when they're close. But experiments proved him wrong. Entanglement is real. And it's not some quirky lab trick. It's fundamental to how the universe operates. Now imagine one of those entangled particles falling into a black hole. Common sense says the connection should break. The event horizon is supposed to be the ultimate barrier. Nothing comes back. Not light, not information, not even quantum correlations. But the Warsaw physicists discovered something subtle. They looked at the quantum uncertainty principle, the rule that says you can never know both the position and momentum of a particle with perfect precision. And they realized that this uncertainty creates a gray zone.
When a particle approaches the event horizon, its quantum state spreads out. It becomes fuzzy. And that fuzziness means some of the information about the entanglement leaks back out. It's not that the particle escapes, it's that the quantum state itself refuses to be perfectly localized. The universe keeps a receipt. This connects directly to something called the Holographic Principle, and this is where things get wild. In the 1990s, physicists Jacob Bekenstein and Gerard 't Hooft proposed that all the information inside a volume of space is actually encoded on the surface of that volume, like a hologram. You know how a 2D holographic image contains a full 3D picture? The universe works the same way. Every event, every particle, every quantum interaction inside a black hole is recorded on its event horizon. The surface contains the whole story.
And if that's true for black holes, it's true for the universe itself. Some physicists think our entire reality is a holographic projection from a distant boundary. You think you're moving through three-dimensional space, but all the information that defines you, your thoughts, your memories, your choices, might be encoded on a two-dimensional surface at the edge of the cosmos. You're not inside the universe. You are the universe reading itself. Now let's bring this back to you, because this isn't just abstract theory. If information never dies, then every version of you that ever existed still exists somewhere in the structure of reality. Every choice you didn't make, every timeline you didn't follow, every potential you never actualized, it's all recorded. The quantum field doesn't forget. It doesn't erase. It archives.
And here's the part that flips everything. If you're entangled with the quantum field, with the people around you, with the events in your life, then you're not just observing reality, you're collapsing it. You're choosing which information becomes actualized in your experience. Physicists call this wave function collapse. Before you observe something, it exists in a superposition of all possible states. The particle is here and there and everywhere at once. But the moment you observe it, the wave function collapses, and one outcome becomes real. You don't just witness reality, you select it. You pull one thread from infinite possibilities and make it solid. Tesla said, "If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." He wasn't being poetic. He understood something that quantum physics is only now catching up to.
Everything is information. Everything is frequency. And your consciousness is the tuning fork that selects which frequency you experience. When you hold a thought, a belief, an emotional state, you're not just feeling something internal, you're broadcasting a signal, and the quantum field responds. Not because the universe is magical, but because the universe is informational. It's a processing system, and you're one of the processors. You're not separate from the code. You are part of the code, rewriting itself in real time. Have you ever felt like a decision you made changed everything around you? Not just your circumstances, but the actual texture of reality, like you stepped into a different timeline? Drop a comment and tell me what you noticed, because that's not imagination. That's you collapsing a new branch of the wave function.
That's you accessing information that was always there, waiting for you to observe it into existence. Now let's go deeper, because if entanglement survives black holes, what does that say about human connection? Carl Jung talked about synchronicity, those moments when events seem connected, but there's no causal link. You think of someone, and they text you. You need an answer, and a book falls off the shelf with exactly what you needed to read. Coincidence? Or entanglement on a macroscopic scale? If particles remain connected across the universe, across black holes, across the event horizon itself, then why would human consciousness be exempt? You felt it, that pull towards certain people, that inexplicable sense that you've known someone before, that moment when you walk into a room and the energy shifts. Those aren't accents.
They're quantum correlations playing out in lived experience. And if information never dies, then every connection you've ever made is still active, still resonating, still influencing the field. David Bohm, one of the most brilliant quantum physicists of the 20th century, proposed something called the implicate order. He said there's a deeper level of reality, a hidden order, where everything is enfolded into everything else. What we see, the explicate order, is just the unfolding of that deeper structure. Like a hologram again. Cut a hologram in half, and each piece still contains the whole image. That's how reality works. Every part contains the whole. You contain the whole. Every person you meet, every experience you have, Every thought you think is a localized expression of the entire universe. You're not a separate observer.
You're a focal point of universal information, reading itself from a unique angle. And here's where it gets practical. If the universe is holographic, and if information never dies, then manifestation isn't about creating something from nothing. It's about accessing information that already exists. Neville Goddard understood this. He taught that imagination is the bridge to parallel realities. When you imagine something vividly, you're not pretending. You're tuning into a frequency where that reality already exists. You're collapsing the wave function in that direction. You're selecting which information crosses the horizon into your lived experience. The black hole isn't erasing possibilities. It's holding them in superposition. And your consciousness is the mechanism that pulls one of those possibilities through. Think about it this way.
If every choice you make leaves a trace that can never be erased, then you're not just living one life. You're sculpting a pattern in the informational structure of the universe. Every thought is a brushstroke. Every emotion is a frequency. Every action is a collapse event. And all of it gets recorded on the holographic surface of reality. You're not temporary. You're eternal in the most literal sense. Not because you have a soul that floats off to some afterlife, but because the information that defines you is woven into the fabric of existence itself. You can't be deleted. You can only be transformed. The Hermetic Principle states, the all is mind, the universe is mental. Ancient mystics knew this. Reality isn't made of matter. Matter is made of information, and information is mental. It's ideational. It's closer to thought than to rock. Quantum mechanics confirmed it.
When you measure a particle, you don't just discover where it is, you participate in defining where it is. The observer and the observed are entangled. You can't separate them. And if that's true at the quantum level, it's true at every level. You're not observing your life, you're co-creating it. Every moment, every breath, every thought. So what does this mean for how you live? It means your vibration matters, not in some vague, feel-good way, but in a precise, informational way. Your emotional state is a frequency. Your beliefs are filters. Your attention is a collapsing mechanism. When you focus on lack, you're tuning into the frequency where lack is the dominant information. When you focus on abundance, gratitude, possibility, you're tuning into a different data set. The quantum field doesn't judge. It doesn't care if you're good or bad. It responds to coherence.
It responds to sustained focus. It responds to the frequency you're broadcasting most consistently. And because information never dies, every moment you spend in a particular state is reinforcing that pattern in the holographic structure. You're not just feeling an emotion, you're encoding it into the universe. This is why ancient practices like meditation, visualization, and prayer actually work. They're not superstition, they're information technology. When you meditate, you're training your consciousness to collapse the wave function more intentionally. When you visualize, you're tuning into a parallel reality where that outcome already exists. When you pray, you're broadcasting a frequency and trusting that the field will respond. And it does. Not because some deity is listening,
But because the universe is a self-organizing informational system and consciousness is the organizing principle, scientists at the frontier of quantum biology are discovering that even biological systems use quantum entanglement. Photosynthesis works through quantum coherence. Birds navigate using quantum entanglement in their retinas. Your brain might be processing information through quantum tunneling. Consciousness itself might be a quantum phenomenon, not a classical one. And if that's true, then you're not a biological machine with a mind.
You're a quantum processor interfacing with a holographic reality. Your thoughts aren't locked inside your skull. They're perturbations in the quantum field, rippling outward, entangling with everything they touch. And here's the part that most people miss. If information never dies, then transformation isn't about destroying the old you. It's about accessing a different layer of information. The version of you that's stuck, scared, limited, that's one data set. But there's another layer, another frequency, where you're already free, already abundant, already awake. You're not becoming that version. You're tuning into it. You're collapsing the wave function in that direction. And the more you hold that frequency, the more that information becomes the dominant reality in your experience. You're not fighting your circumstances. You're selecting a different hologram. This is what mystics called awakening. Not leaving the world, but seeing it for what it really is, a field of infinite information, collapsing into form through observation. And you're the observer. You're the collapsing mechanism. You're the focal point where the implicate order becomes explicate, where the invisible becomes visible.
Where potential becomes actual. The black hole doesn't destroy you. It reveals what you really are. Pure information, entangled with everything, eternal, unrepeatable, and absolutely essential to the structure of reality itself. If you made it this far, drop a comment and say, "Information never dies." Let me know this landed. And before you go, hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because the algorithm only delivers content like this when it knows you want more. There's another video coming up on your screen that goes even deeper into how you collapse reality with your attention. Keep watching, keep questioning, and check the products in the description if you want to support the channel. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.